This is a day that I don't know what word to use to describe it here. Shocking, unfathomable, stupefying. Yes, a stupefying day in the history of this country. The Senate this afternoon took a vote on whether women should have the right to choose to have an abortion. The bill would have guaranteed pro-choice rights nationwide. It did not pass. It needed 60 votes. It only got 49. Even though a strong majority of American voters want those rights protected, every Democrat voted in favor of the bill except Joe Manchin, who voted with his fellow Republicans. And with the Supreme Court likely to overturn Roe versus Wade, the Democrats wanted to get their counterparts on the record opposing it. Chuck Schumer said he called for the vote so we would know where Republicans stand. Turns out they're standing in the year 1865. And it almost feels like maybe we shouldn't have let the host of Celebrity Apprentice pick 3 Supreme Court justices, you know? It also almost makes you wish that for the last, I don't know, 4 years, we had a president who believed in letting women make decisions for themselves. A man like this guy.
I'm very pro-choice. I hate the concept of abortion. I hate it. I hate everything it stands for. I cringe when I listen to people debating the subject. But I just believe in choice. But I am strongly for choice, and yet I hate the concept of abortion.
But you would not ban it?
No.
He must have shot that before Eric was born. You know, you always hear people... That Don Jr. Eric 1-2 punch really changed his thinking on that. I never imagined it would actually come to this, that we would go so far backwards, and there was some 5-star nonsense happening on the Senate floor. Steve Daines, the Republican senator from Montana, presented an argument that, I don't know, seems to have gotten it from an old Saturday morning cartoon.
If you look at federal law, if you were to take or destroy the eggs of a sea turtle, now I said the eggs, not the hatchlings, that's also a penalty, but the eggs. The criminal penalties are severe, up to a $100,000 fine and a year in prison. Now why? Why do we have laws in place that protect the eggs of a sea turtle or the eggs of eagles? Because when you destroy an egg, you're killing a preborn baby sea turtle or a preborn baby eagle.
Okay, now I have some visual aids to explain just how dumb that was, and, hello, I'm a sea turtle, and I can't believe I need to say this, but we aren't human beings. Now, I know some of you might look like us, but sea turtles, we are an endangered species. Humans are not. And if a mama sea turtle doesn't want to have a baby, there's no old white guy from Montana telling her she has to. She just lays her eggs in the sand and crawls away. And unlike people, mama sea turtles don't have to work to support their kids or feed them or drive them to school. And what about cases of rape? Oh, eagle, you know that doesn't happen to eagles or turtles. Okay, can I eat your eggs? Oh, no, please don't. But the next time you fly over Montana, will you take a big poop on Steve Daines? Yes, I will. Thank you. It's very simple, right? Now I got these on. All right. Even around half of Republicans believe the right to have an abortion should be protected by law. This could and should be a big issue ahead of the midterms, which are now less than 6 months away. But the issues themselves don't matter much anymore. What matters is that you make sure everyone knows that you are pro-life, pro-human life, with notable exceptions.
Inflation is skyrocketing, Putin is out of control, and Brandon is asleep at the wheel. But the GOP has a plan, and that plan is guns to shoot our problems in the head. We're shooting at beer bottles, into the woods, at Nancy Pelosi impersonators.
The good people of Arizona have had enough of you.
At Dominion voting machines.
I'm Ron Hanks, and I approve this message.
This guy even has a cannon.
Fire!
Still technically a gun. We've got women with guns, kids with guns, old ladies with guns. Evening, Madam Governor.
No step too high for a high stepper.
We even have TV doctors with guns.
So when people say I won't support guns, they're dead wrong. Boom!
Oops. Your Republican Party 2022. Sun's out, guns out.
Ow, my bladder.
I'm sure there's a miracle salve he can rub on that. Everything is crazy now. We keep learning more about our former president during his 48 years in office. According to Rolling Stone, Trump in 2019 asked his national security team an interesting question. He wanted to know whether China was creating hurricanes and shooting them at us. And we're so used to it, this barely even registers anymore. And by the way, nobody thought to sound the alarm on the fact that the President of the United States was asking if China was making hurricanes to attack us. We're just now hearing about. No one felt it was important to share that. And what did his advisors even say? I mean, did they lick a finger, put it in the air, and go, oh, yes, feels like a homemade China hurricane to me. A former White House official said it was almost too stupid for words, which, see, that's what Trump should be printing on his hats, right? And I love that he's focused on, specifically on hurricanes, because no person in history is more obsessed with wind than Donald Trump. He hates wind, I assume because of his hair, because, before he was president, his whole identity was that golden rat's nest on his head. And wind is the culprit behind photos like these. The wind is his enemy. He's against the wind, like Bob Seger. He's even against windmills because they have the word wind in their name.
They said, sir, it is so windy out there. It was raining and windy.
The wind was blowing and the rain, and I was soaking wet.
It's windy as hell up here. That wind is hitting me hard. The wind was right smack in my face. It was so windy. You know, that wind is coming right into my face. And I have the wind, I'm freezing my ass off. I'm all up here and that wind is blowing. That wind is pouring in as I'm talking. It's pouring in up the mouth, up the nose. It was blowing so hard. Plus the wind was blowing so hard. It was blowing right in my face. The wind was howling.
The little wind, about 2 miles an hour.
30-mile-an-hour wind. With the wind blowing at 40 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour. The wind came at 58 miles an hour.
70 miles an hour. 200 miles an hour. Wind.
Yeah. That's the move he does with his hairbrush. Now, I don't know if you saw this, but I would like to hear Trump's reaction to this tape. One guy who goes whichever the way the wind blows is Lindsey Graham. And there's some newly leaked audio of Senator Graham. It was recorded on January 6th, just after the attack on the Capitol. It reveals an angry Lindsey who is clearly looking forward to the calming presence of Joe Biden.
This is a group within a group. And what this does, there'll be a rallying effect for a while where the country says we're better than this.
And Biden will help that, right?
Yeah, totally. He'll be maybe the best person to have, right? I mean, how bad can you get it with Joe Biden?
No, I don't know. Ask the animals who keep calling him Brandon, I guess. Senator Graham has not commented on the tape yet. But you know you're a crappy person when somebody damages your reputation by recording you being nice. And of course, once the smoke cleared, it took almost no time for Lindsey to get right back to licking Trump's golf shoes and beating Biden up.
Joe Biden scared the hell out of me tonight. He looked weak as commander-in-chief. Putin owns Biden. Biden is afraid of escalation. He's afraid of making Putin mad. Biden's afraid of Putin. It's Joe Biden who's responsible for the rise of ISIS as much as any single American politician. Get off your ass and go to the border and look and see what you have caused. He has blood on his hands, and he's made America less safe, and he's been the most consistently wrong man on foreign policy in my lifetime.
Now, the reason he does this, as we all know, is because Lindsey Graham's spine is made of Twizzler, the strawberry one. But meanwhile, Mike Pence was at Rice University yesterday to complain about the high price of gas.
You know, I often say that one of the great parts about no longer being vice president is I get to drive my own car. One of the worst parts is I get to pay for my own gas. I was actually visiting my daughter and my unworthy son-in-law, who's a Navy pilot in California. And I did the father-in-law thing, you know. I said, let me take your truck down to the gas station and fill it up, you know, before we leave. $6 a gallon in California. I almost had to take out a mortgage.
He delivers his speeches like a comedian, like he's waiting for the laughs, but then they don't ever come. So we thought we might do him a favor and throw him a little funny bone.
You know, I often say that one of the great parts about no longer being vice president is I get to drive my own car. One of the worst parts is I get to pay for my own gas. I was actually visiting my daughter and my unworthy son-in-law, who's a Navy pilot in California. And I did the father-in-law thing, you know. I said, let me take your truck down to the gas station and fill it up, you know, before we leave. $6 a gallon in California. I almost had to take out a mortgage.
Yeah, get that man a Netflix special and a big glass of milk. Bill Gates announced yesterday he tested positive for COVID. Apparently, he forgot to update his virus protection, and thank you. For whatever dingbat reason, a lot of the anti-vax crowd sees this as some kind of validation, including Tucker Carlson, who could barely contain his glee.
Today, the unthinkable happened. Bill Gates announced on Twitter, and we're quoting, "I've tested positive for COVID."
You think he realizes whenever he does that impression, he sounds like he's imitating himself? This ought to get Tucker's tighty-whities into twist. Barbie is getting a hearing aid. That's right. In an attempt to be inclusive, Mattel is rolling out Barbie dolls with various physical conditions. And one of the conditions is hearing loss, which means Barbie will come with hearing aids, which is an amazing step towards inclusion that your child will immediately swallow. I didn't know this. Apparently, I don't know if you knew this, Guillermo, Barbie lost her hearing after her owner's little brother taped a firecracker to her head. Haven't you seen the new Doctor Strange movie? Almost everyone on planet Earth has. It's already made more than $500 million. And as you know, whenever a very big movie comes out, we send our in-house critic to give it a look. We've done it again. Here is our own Sorcerer Supreme, Yehya, talking about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Hi, it's me, Yehya. I talk about the new movie today behind me. The movie Action Doctor Stranger about the brain, you know?
The nightmare begins.
You know the guy like, you have magic with the hand in the fire and he fighting with octopus in the street. The actor in that movie, Pence, Campaprosi. And he played also the show on TV, Undercover Sherlock Holmes. And he played a lot of rangy movie. He's the dragger. The dragger name is Smoke. Like any bother him, he make... He take the fire.
The Illuminati will see you now.
The other guy in that movie too, his name Kendall Shorvey. And he's in the movie, he running from white people. The lady in that movie, Elizabeth Olsen.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah, she have the TV show, Magic Woman. She loved the robot. She have two famous sisters, Mary Kent and Carrie. That the two twins in the show Full House. With the Greek guy, I forget his name now, John Cena. This guy, he do the magic in the movie. And you know, like the two brothers, the first guy's name Victory, and the other guy, Bert. And one of them, the tiger, eat his face.
Oh, that's something. I don't even want to know. What do you know about the multiverse?
Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. I don't understand anything for that movie. Go see the movie, it's a good movie. Magic Hole. Bye.
Thank you, Yehya, and thanks to Victory Ann Burke, too. If you like that video, click subscribe, and we'll be together until one of us dies.